Hello. Just wanted to say hi to everyone in Facebook land. My name is Kyoki Nunes, and I wanted to share a topic with all of you this evening. Today is May 26, 2017, and I wanted to share the topic of what in the world is grave disease. So for those of you just joining us, like Reilani, hello, welcome. I wanted to share a little bit about my own personal testimony, because I actually have what they call Graves' disease. And of course you wouldn't think that I have Graves' disease, because it sounds such a horrible, a horrible disease, which, the descriptions really are. However, there is, treatment and other, and feel free to play music in the background. I like music rather than dead silence. And hello, David, welcome. I wanted to talk first about why in the world is it called Graves' disease. So, the first thing is that it is describing the look of the person. So when you have Graves' disease, I don't know if you all seen like Ripley's Believe It or Not, where they had that lady whose eyes actually bulge out of her sockets. That is sort of similar to how people with Graves' disease, I guess that's what happens to them. And if you see, like if you look at my eyes, you can actually see that with a Graves' disease person, anything and everything in the air actually goes into my eyes. So meaning like any toxic material in the air, if you're smoking around me, if I'm smoking around me, you'll see that there is a lot of basically what happens with someone who has Graves' disease is that the toxins in the air and in our environment actually get stuck in the eyes, and then your body has a hard time of exposing the toxins in your eyeballs, and what happens is that it causes permanent damage actually. So, and I'm just going to get closer to the camera, and you can see how my eyes are sometimes my eyes are swollen to the point where they look, one eye might be more swollen than the other, but it actually doesn't look, well, maybe you think it looks normal because I always look like this, but it's not a normal feature, like a physical feature. So you'll see how my eye is kind of like swollen, and I cannot help, like it's actually something that is to do with your immune system. So speaking of other signs of Graves' disease, so it actually started when the first thing was that I had serious insomnia. So I couldn't sleep. I stayed up till 3 a.m. for maybe, I would say about 5 years. Hi Layla, I see you watching. And I seen other people joining too. Hi Jennifer, I'll see you on Sunday. Yeah, it'll be spectacular, surreal experience. A spectacular experience, one of the highest, and hopefully Glenda is watching as well. But anyway, some of the symptoms that I had was I could not sleep, and I was itchy. Like my whole body was very, very itchy. My back was itchy. My neck was itchy. Oh, thank you. Hi, Leila. So my whole body was itchy, and I thought that it was a number of things. I thought it was bed bugs, which is scary too. I thought it was rash or skin irritations or even ants in my bed. So I was very, very itchy. I couldn't sleep. I self-medicated with all kinds of stuff like Allegra, Claritin. I put lotion on my body. I even drank alcohol to try and calm myself down to go to sleep. I also lost like tons of weight, maybe like 50 pounds. So if you kind of scroll in my Facebook pictures, I have one picture that I actually did a walk in Mililani. I did a parade actually, and you can see, like, you can actually see my cheekbones and like the bottom of my neck, and to me it was normal. I mean, I always was skinny, but when I started working at a desk job, I gained 50 pounds, and then about 5 years ago I lost 50 pounds. So what happens in this this particular disease is it makes you hyper, it makes you irritated, almost to the point where you feel like you're gonna explode out of your face, like out of your skin. It's just like, and that's how I felt for years. That's how I felt, and yeah, and Kai had commented, does my neck get sore, irritated at times? I actually went to the doctor multiple times for stiff necks, and then the stiff necks actually come from the other parts of this disease. It actually comes from your fast heart rate, and it's not your blood pressure so much that is affected, but it's really your heart rate. One time I went to work and my heart rate was 200 beats per minute, and I had to go to the ER because if I never went to the ER and relax, quote unquote relax, if I can ever relax. If anyone knows me, I have a hard time relaxing, but to relax at 200 beats per minute was very, very difficult. But that's what the disease does to you as well. And then there's other comments too, that I think some folks had wrote to me before I came live online, that that you could maybe Google it, but to be honest, at the time I had no idea. What I was feeling. I mean, I was itchy, I was losing weight, I was irritated, I was, how Filipinos, they say, oh, he get high blood. That's how it was constantly, like permanently. And you can ask Todd, Avriana, you can see that she can, actually that's supposed to be my co-host if you look at the invite. But Avery may not be joining us on the camera. Hi Jax. Hi Nate. Hi Cuz. But anyhow, so going back to another symptom of Graves' disease is that you can eat, and you can eat and eat and eat and eat, and you'll just burn it off. You'll just burn all of the fat that you have off because of your thyroid. So now, going into specific details, Graves' disease is an autoimmune disorder that affects your thyroid. So if you can see, the thyroid is around here, and what it is that I have an overactive thyroid, and it has to do, according to the doctor, it has to do with stress. Now, if you all know me, stress is a daily part of why I'm living. People know that I'd rather be doing something, anything, than be doing nothing. So I was like, it can't be stress, it can't be, so I attribute it to maybe it's the environment, maybe the pollution in the environment.
Your doctor also told you you're supposed to be smoking.
And then the ghost from the shadows speaking now, that's supposed to be on camera, says that the doctor said that exactly you can stay up for 16 days actually. You can stay up for 16 days and play Nintendo. And that's that's what I used to do. Play the computer 16 days, don't sleep, just keep on eating, and you get through all of this. You get through. You think it's normal. So that's the thing, is you eat a lot and you don't gain weight.
It's with the hyperthyroidism. Remember that, because there's also the hypo, where hypo they'll gain a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And they both can lead to Graves' disease.
Right. So what Avery mentioned was, the opposite end of the spectrum as far as any thyroid disorder. So you could also have hypothyroid disorder, which I'm not too familiar with.
So hypothyroidism or
Get on the camera. In whatever you're wearing. Because I'm wearing my pajamas, just so that you all know.
Okay, so what I was talking about is hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is where the thyroid is actually going slower. And so you're still going to be hungry a lot, and the slower metabolism is going to have you increasing weight, which is also another symptom that could happen with Graves' disease, because Graves' disease is actually let's see, the way that it was explained to me was Graves' disease has to do with the thyroid, just plain and simple, the thyroid. Where hypo is the slow thyroid, and you gain weight, and that can unfortunately put you in the grave early. That's why it's called Graves' disease. Hyperthyroidism is where your thyroid is going so fast that you lose weight. And so his doctor was telling me I need to make sure that he's eating, many times per day. I need to make sure that he's getting a lot of fatty food, but no sodium. I gotta cut the sodium. Gotta take the salt away. Gotta make sure he no smoke, no alcohol, none of the shrimp and stuff he eat. Nothing with the iodine. No iodized salt. Period. That gotta be cut.
None of the things that I was going to mention in this post.
I know you weren't going to, but I'm going to, because, and when he was first diagnosed, I'm going to tell you now, I was scared crapless. I didn't know how to handle it, because it wasn't something that I'd ever heard of. I know individuals who have hypothyroidism, and I know some individuals who have hyperthyroidism, but they never told me, oh yeah, that's just they never told me it was Graves' disease. They just told me, oh yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I'm going through. So this was an eye-opener, and I went and Googled research. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I losing my husband? And so not just is this a topic where he can share his experience, because I don't have hyper or hypothyroidism, but I was in the same...
Hypermoodism.
Oh, Lordy. I always am moody. Come on.
Yeah, Alfred, you're right. I think that the, fatty foods like pipi cola and the lao lao with the fat inside.
Oh, Lordy, I've gained weight.
I can eat all of that and not gain any weight, unless I take my medicine.
Well, and on top of all of that, we always eat together, so if I wasn't eating, he wasn't going to eat. So I would need to eat with him.
double.
Oh, Lordy. And I tell you what, I've gained so much weight. I'm working on getting that taken care of.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
We have a couple of eye doctors actually. We don't have one. We both have
multiple.
at least 3 eye doctors.
But also you need to see an endocrinologist.
And you also have to see an endocrinologist, someone who can help you with your glands, and if they work properly. You have to get a blood test every month. I used to have a blood test every month, and then it tapered off, and then going to the details of.
We also have to make sure that you're being open and honest with your doctors.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tell them that he was so tired after he started taking the medicine first. He never tell them, oh, I'm so tired, I don't get up, I don't go work, I don't do nothing. Me and him, when they first put him on medicine, me and him would constantly bicker because I go do stuff and he don't do nothing. He stay home, he sleep and eat, and that's it. And so when we went to see the doctor, I wouldn't tell him. I'm hey, is this supposed to make him so sleepy he never do nothing? And he's telling me, oh, shut up, shut your mouth. And I'm you tell them that, but really you gotta be open and honest with your doctors because they can't help. And we come to find out they were over medicating you.
Yeah.
So they had to reduce it. Well, they had to first take it to under medication to kind of help even everything out before they could get it on the right dosage. So, really, you got to make sure that you're having that open conversation and that communication with the doctors, because if not, there's no way to really go over everything.
And another, so other factors about Graves' disease, like Avery mentioned, is that I had to buy all new clothes twice.
Constantly.
Actually, I was a size. Okay, imagine this: you're a size 32. Okay, then you're a size 36. Okay, then you're a size 32, or maybe 31. And then now you're a size 36. So I actually got rid of all my size 36 pants. And now I don't fit any pants. I don't fit any clothes. I only have 2 pairs of pants in my closet that I can fit because it's size 34. And so I'm wearing those 2 pants, and it's a struggle. Oh, that reminds me. So with Graves' disease, when you can pretty much tell who had Graves' disease, because this person, when they're talking or they're doing, even when they're doing hand gestures, try and watch someone talking who had Graves' disease. What will happen is that sometimes their hands will start shaking like this. They'll start to shake. Even my voice starts to sound like I'm singing when I'm talking, because it's kind of built into the disease. It's it makes you so edgy. It's almost like you're crazy, but you look normal, and you sound like you're about to explode. Like your head is gonna explode, and your body is gonna explode.
Well, you also, I had a hard time because he would start talking really fast, but he thought he was going slow, and I could hardly understand, because he would keep up with his heartbeat. And then also, when you would get some sleep, every once in a while he would get up a couple hours later and be full of energy and ready to go.
Hi, Earl.
And so there were things that, it wasn't anything easy to go through. And we've now been 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 6 years.
It is kind of strange when you have to take medicine to lower your heart rate.
Yeah.
So right now I take what they call propranolol. So some of you may know that as a beta blocker. So people who have heart problems, blood pressure problems, they take either like atenolol or propranolol. I love you too, cousin. But I take medicine to to lower my heart rate from 200 to about
Alfred, right now
150.
As far as the research I've done, and I do research probably once every 2 or 3 months right now, there's not a cure for it. There's a way to hold the symptoms, or to keep the symptoms there, and kind of work with that. But there's no cure. It's just a medicated life.
Yeah, it's pretty much maintenance.
Yeah.
So typically, for some people, they have to take this medicine for the rest of their life because their body will never be able to adjust. I guess the major thing that I hated about the disease, when I didn't have the medicine, is sitting in a meeting with my boss. And I'm sure Danielle, if Danielle is watching, she's actually my old boss when I had my thyroid, condition. And I used to be sitting in the chair, and I used to be holding myself like this so that I don't explode out, because I couldn't stop shaking. And I'm pretty sure that people thought I was on drugs. I'm pretty sure.
Well, because he's always cold, regardless. I mean, we've had it to where it was 75, 80 degrees in the house, and he's freezing.
Yeah.
And he's wanting blankets and stuff, and that's kind of because the heart is going so fast, and he's just tired, and the body's trying to cool down and keep things going. So, definitely, something that we've been dealing with. And I'm always hot. I always like the AC, the fans, everything need to be blow on me, because I'm burning up. 3 seconds in, he's trying, get warm, and I'm burning up, and I'm sweating like bullets and stuff. But and my big thing is I want to keep my husband happy and healthy. So I'll put up with sweating bullets for him.
And also to share, is as I was squeezing myself in my meeting with my boss, it's like your heart rate is so high that you can barely breathe as well, because your heart and your lungs and your respiratory system and your it's all connected. So I used to be shaking, squeezing myself like this, holding myself so I don't, and I'm like sweating, like I'm sweating and sweating and sweating, and I'm holding myself like this, and I'm like I could barely breathe.
As long as we keep everything under control, he'll be able to live a long, healthy life. When it starts fluctuating a whole lot, then I got to get him to the doctor. We got to go through, and sometimes I got to take him, and he got to hide him away for some time, just to kind of let him settle down and get the stress levels back into order. It does, unfortunately, if it's properly dealt with. But if he continues to constantly eat shrimp or anything like that, and he doesn't want to follow the guidelines, like me and him have agreed, there's certain things in the guidelines that I'm sticklers on, and others that I'm like, no, that's fine. Because I can't make him quit smoking. I can't make him quit drinking. We have, together we have done our part in working towards, quitting this, stopping that. Because you can't quit everything cold turkey one time. The withdrawals are too much, and the stress. Some people don't understand that when you quit smoking, there's stress on your body, that you go through. And so I have to try to minimize the stress, especially that's going to be on his body, and work with it to either bring it down slowly to where the body's not going to have as big of a reaction and the stress isn't going to be as much, or we just have to, kind of take our chances, unfortunately. So, it definitely can be maintained, and a long, healthy life. I'm gonna tell you now, no. Yeah, you see, so we're both smokers, and with me with my hormones, I'm not supposed to smoke. Him with his thyroid disorder, he's not supposed to smoke, and yet, I think
we smoke.
We've cut back since.
I need to smoke.
We have cut back
for now.
We have cut back a little here and there. Right.
Is that my cousin saying what?
Yep.
You have to start living a healthy life. Hello. Yes. The reason why I wanted to share this this particular disease too is because just lately, it's like I am, it's like I'm out of breath, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is going on? And then, on your phone, you can actually go on your cell phone, and you can actually do a pulse check. Some people have like smartwatches like this. You can see on your cell phone, you can use your camera to check your pulse. And one day I checked my pulse, and it was like 180 beats per minute. And I was like, what in the world? And you know what it was from? It was actually from eating salty foods. It's actually from eating salty food, any salty food. It can be lihimui, seed, and sugar. It can be a hamburger from McDonald's.
You have your phone over there?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Because I was going to have you check your blood pressure or your heart rate.
And
give me just a second.
and see maybe it's and you can see too there is years of, there's also many studies of this and how people go through this thing. A lot of people have certain doctors who recommend that it's in my pocket. Sorry. I think Todd was looking for my phone. I should call him Tavery, since I call him Todd and Avery at the same time, so maybe Tavery would be his nickname for me.
Right here.
And so basically, I have to watch what I eat. I have to watch what I eat. I cannot eat salty foods. I cannot. I also cannot stand up too quickly because propranolol makes your blood pressure low. That's why I wanted to share this. If you look at my Facebook feed, you can see that I ate at JJ Dolan's the other day. So I went to JJ Dolan's. I ate, some pizza, lots of cheese. I had, chicken wings. And after I ate that meal, I had to walk from 4th Street all the way down to almost Aloha Tower. Yeah, so if you can imagine. And I will be taking my pulse rate right now. So you can see right now it's at 0. Well, actually, you cannot see.
You cannot see it.
It's too bright. But it depends on medicine, right? So when I take medicine, then it actually lowers my heart rate. And lower now, mind you, I'm measuring my heart rate right now. I might actually have to keep still though. So I'm measuring my heart rate now, and actually I'll show you. So I did take my medicine today, so okay, so I'm gonna show you. Oh, can you see that?
No, it's...
Oh, you can't see it because of the
film.
Yeah. So basically, a normal person shouldn't have a heart rate of, let's say, 140 beats per minute when they're sitting down. It shouldn't be like that. However, I just took my pulse rate right now, and it's at 73 beats per minute.
Which is normal.
Which is actually normal. And so and that's another thing too, is like I always feel like I have this, and I don't know if it's because it's the thyroid, but I always feel like there is a lump here, and I have to wear a shirt size a little bit bigger for my neck, and I can barely wear a tie because I cannot push on here. It's almost like, it's like your body, you know, with this disorder, your body pushes all the toxins in the air to your thyroid, as well as your eyes and any kind of like mucous membranes. My eyes burn every morning, actually, when I take a shower. And you know, like how people normally wash their face, wash their eyes? For me, it burns. It's like I'm putting sand in my eyes because of this particular disease called Graves' disease. And for those of you watching, I forgot to remind everyone, but the topic of this, you know, Facebook Live is, you know, what is Graves' disease? And to summarize real quickly, Graves' disease is named after the way you look when you have this disease, because it actually affects the way your eyes look in your eye sockets, and it looks like you're like a skeleton, especially in the eye part, the eye region. And yeah, and so I wanted to share that. Did anyone watching have any questions or comments? Right now we have about 28 minutes left, so this is about the halfway point, like the halftime show. And if you have any comments or anything that you'd like to share, I had my cousin share, cousin Auntie. And hi Auntie, I see you joined too. My Auntie Laling is on, watching this live video, and it is truly live. In fact, I can see the lag on my screen below here. You guys can't see the screen below here, but I can see the lag, and I can answer any questions in real time if you have them. And then if you notice, I think Avery put this donation thingy for the Graves' Disease Foundation.
Yeah.
You know, that he found. So, but yeah, so we can, you know, and in the meantime, it is very, very interesting. Like Graves' disease is something that is a lifelong disease. I see.
Yeah.
It's actually, you know, it's funny you should mention diabetes, because, you know, today or currently my idea is that I am like borderline on having diabetes, because I love rice. I'm talking mountains and mountains of rice. I can eat 2 cups rice to every 1 cup that Avery eats. And
you can eat 3 cups to my 1 cup. Come on.
And I can eat 3 cups to 1 cup. I mean, I need rice. Without rice, I become even more grouchy. I need gravy, brown gravy. You know, I need hamburger steak. I need onions, mushrooms. I need flavor. So, but anyway, like transitioning to your statement, you know, if you have diabetes, then you will experience like similar symptoms. And I think the reason for that similar kind of feeling that you get is because of the fact that it affects like your, you know, your endocrine system. So in the human body, oh, that's what I forgot to mention too. So I did go to the University of Hawaii at Manoa, and of course everyone knows I'm not a medical doctor, but I did, and I was in pre-med. So in pre-med, that's where I learned all the different systems. I learned it in human anatomy and physiology. You know, my goal was to become a psychiatrist, totally unrelated to, you know, the endocrine system or your endocrinologist, if you will. But I believe that that's, you know, I think that that is what you want to pay attention to. And it's not no one magic formula where you know, maybe you think because you have an overactive thyroid that you shouldn't drink coffee, but it's very random. It's like you have to tailor your intake to your own body, because we're all different.
Yeah.
I do drink a lot of water, you know, to expel everything in my system. I do try to stay away from salt. I don't eat shoyu on my food daily.
You've also cut down your soda.
I don't drink soda daily either. I do limit. I wouldn't say limit. I would say moderation. I would moderate and not. I used to drink, you know, a gallon of soda a day.
Yeah.
I used to eat shoyu on eggs and spam, on salty spam, on rice. Everything had shoyu on top. Rice had shoyu, hamburger steak get shoyu, macaroni salad get shoyu. Actually, still get shoyu on macaroni salad. And salt and pepper. But you have to limit, and you have to get used to. You have to become accustomed to, that whole life experience, And then I see Alfred asking, do you take Invokana to let out the water in the body? It's funny because I don't know exactly what that is, but for those of you who go to GNC, when I was in my 20s, I used to take Tiraxetone. And Tiraxetone is like a water pill. So maybe you're talking about people who have diabetes taking their water pills so that they can expel the excess water in their body. Growing up, well, not growing up, but going clubbing, to look good, you would have to get rid of your water weight. Otherwise, you look fat. Mm-hmm. So, and that sounds very, very stupid. But, the clubs that I used to go to, I had to be 120 pounds to attract anybody. And then look at what I attracted. Look at who I attracted. And I think that, the reality is that we do some stupid things, to attract people. And maybe you could say that maybe that plays a part in your, the evolution of disease in life when you're going to hit your 40s. But it's a eye-opening, and you really need to look at what you're taking in, what kind of food you're eating. And then it all relates to who you're associating with, who you hang around with, and makes you eat what you eat. And you are what you eat. You really are what you eat. Like, that is, you think that's like a kid joke, but that is, what is that noise? It's real, and then, everything you do exactly, and you want to look out for each other. You kind of can tell, like, when you look at each other, even your friends and family, and if you see them tired, exhausted, maybe they're just, eating too much, drinking too much, going out too much, you really want to have that conversation about, like, what is it that is really going on. Also, I don't think I've ever eaten more salads in my life than when I had this problem.
Yeah.
Because you really shouldn't be eating dressing. You shouldn't eat anything with fish in it, and iodine.
Yeah.
That's also, I'm sure everyone can look in their kitchen right now and see iodized salt. So iodized salt, they say, it's good for you because of these properties.
But I use a lot of kosher salt.
And we use a lot of kosher salt because Avery has a lot of Hasidic Jew upbringing where there's no electricity.
But I also
So,
prefer the
Not like
kosher.
us, yeah.
I actually do prefer the kosher over the iodized. Not a big fan of the iodized salt. I think it's a little too sour.
Yeah, and it does make a difference. Actually, today I only like salt on McDonald's French fries.
Yeah, see, and I don't like McDonald's French
Yeah.
fries with salt. I will get them plain with no salt whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh, see, and it's a
You know, actually, one of my favorite soups. I'm sorry, but I saw that, Alfred, and you know what? One of my most favorite soups is actually broccoli or cheddar and broccoli. And I know they have a cream of broccoli, and I like that one too. And I think I might like the cream of broccoli a little bit better than the cheddar and broccoli. The cheddar and broccoli is a little bit salty, but I like soup and salads. I like both of those. So yeah.
and so Alfred, so I have actually Camille in our office here, and my friend shared about diabetes. You know, and so diabetes is another endocrine system.
It sure is.
Yeah, endocrine.
And being on the borderline of diabetes and actually being told that I went into diabetes too, it scared me, and I had to work quickly, change my diet, and get off.
So do you eat a lot of salads?
Yes.
So if you guys know of any good recipes that,
Soup, salad recipes, send
I
them
like
over to us.
I like making things from scratch. So if you guys have recipes and you want to, shoot them over to Kyoki or I'll be more than happy to see about making them. And who knows, maybe we'll have a soup party one day, a soup and salad party, or even any type of things, any type of meals.
The only thing with diabetes is I had to watch what type of foods I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
Because sugar is sugar in all foods.
So sugar is sugar in all foods. See, and we got a like. Yay! Thumbs up.
Well, you also have to, talking when it comes to the diabetes. One of the things that surprised me most is when I was looking at sugar accounts and stuff like that. Peanut butter and spaghetti sauce really have the most sugars. Because growing up, I couldn't have a whole lot of sugar. I was actually considered allergic to processed and artificial sugar. And so I couldn't have peanut butter. Especially the Peter Pan peanut butter. It has one of the highest contents. And so, yeah, but yes, peanut butter really surprised me. And I don't know, you like jelly, right?
I like Jello.
Well, not Jello. I'm talking because I prefer the preserves over the jam or the jelly.
And don't remember, I cut it all out.
Well, I kind of cheat because I make my own rather than get the store-bought, because the store-bought has a lot of extra added sugar. But yeah.
I think the worst fruit, according to my dietitian, yes, I had to go through a dietitian class, was bananas. Because even though bananas is a fruit and the sugars are not as high as the rest of the fruits, bananas is also a starch that turns into sugar.
Yeah. But it's got good potassium.
Yeah. But for people who has diabetes, bananas will turn into bad sugars.
But yeah, so a lot of.
Oh, I love honey, and coconut oil is good too.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
So I see here that you can sub sugar and salt, and I agree. I think that it's funny because I used to drink a lot of Coca-Cola, and if you look at Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, Coca-Cola has a lot of salt in it.
Yeah.
Pepsi has a lot of sugar in it. So I prefer Coke actually over Pepsi, and Yeah, and I think that's you wanna check what you're eating, and we wanted to thank Camille Loha for adding, because she has personal experience with diabetes, and myself is my hyperthyroidism or Graves' disease, and Todd is allergic to processed sugars.
Yeah.
Could have fooled me since he makes all his muffins and cakes and everything with regular sugar. So, for those of you watching, I see there's about 8 people viewing right now. Please go ahead and comment if you can in the video, and then we can talk about your feedback. If you have any questions, I just wanted to share kind of like what this disease is. It's so funny because when I did the first initial post about 2 hours ago, Auntie Celeste Rodriguez actually wrote, she said, just Google it because you can find the answer. But I wasn't asking the question. I was actually sharing that I was going to talk about, what Graves' disease is. Like, what is that?
Your series is the what series?
Yeah. So my series is the what series, and Avery's is the Let's Talk series.
Yeah.
And so basically, I want to share, my experience, and I also, appreciate every single one of you who are, coming on the channel, on the Facebook Live channel, and commenting. I really like comments. I really like answering questions. It is my nature to research,
everything.
I cannot sleep until I understand.
Yep.
So, hi Empress Dream. Nice to see you. So we have I'm amazed. Like this has been an incredible, presentation or talk, if you will, and I found it to be very, very, Oh, yeah, I know, Alfred. We go back to the days of the Ninja Star, yeah? We go back to the days of that sticky Ninja Star with the suctions on top. And we go, that octopus sticky stuff that crawled on the wall. That's how long we knew each other. Oh, and then we have a comment of the Maranatha organic peanut butter. So that looks like, something that, we should try that has hopefully has a decreased amount of sugar.
Well, it's supposed to have 1 gram of sugar.
So 1 gram of sugar per serving. Is that right?
Yeah, and that's 2 tablespoons.
So 2 tablespoons has 1 gram of sugar. So a typical, just to let you know, an 8-ounce Pepsi has 20 ounces. 20 ounces.
20 grams.
20 grams of sugar, which is like this much sugar in a test tube like this. That's how much sugar is in a Pepsi can. But that's good, that's good comments. Interacting is awesome. I wanna see more people kind of sharing, things that you do or you had to change, that you had to do for yourself or for your family. What kind of realizations have you made over your lifetime? Because the only person who can change you is yourself, and that's the most important thing. Is like you're taking care of yourself. Like I've seen a lot of comments that you should take care of yourself, or both of us take care of each other. Always share the resources you have. Like we had people talking about organic peanut butter, people sharing what they have to do as far as replacing salt and sugar in their diet.
Also looking at her Facebook page because she has recipes.
And also Nadine Corser,
Yeah.
Yeah, Nadine Corser, if you can see her name on Facebook. I hope she doesn't mind that people can go on her page and look at all of the recipes. Very, very interesting topics. And yeah, and I wanted to share that with all of you. Let's see. Let's see if there is any other...
No new coverage.
So anyone who is watching, who wants to comment, definitely comment. It is, this is live, coming from Honolulu, Hawaii, the island of Oahu, in in Kalihi, on Bannister Street. Oh yeah, awesome. So we want to make sure that, oh wow, amazing job. But the main thing that I wanted to do is just share like what in the world Graves' disease, is.
I want to give her a shout out.
And then I wanted to give a shout out to who? Oh, to my auntie. So I wanted to give a shout out to my auntie Laling. She donated to the Graves' Disease Foundation, something that Avery had set up, earlier. I was like, oh, how did you set that up? And there we go.
So a little bit of information about the Graves' Disease Foundation. They are, I'm going to pull them up real quick, but they are a nonprofit that is focusing on getting research out to relating to Graves' disease and thyroid disorders, I definitely wanted, especially with this topic, I thought that it would be appropriate to have that up there so that it was a way to let people know that we are actually trying to also to help, because all these diseases that we have going on, breast cancer, thyroid disorders, prostate cancers, there's only one way that we're going to be able to find cures for any of it, and that's through education and support. And if you know anybody that has suffered with any type of disease, whether it's curable or not, one of the greatest ways is giving back. And I know here in Hawaii, thyroid disorders are actually pretty common, and there's not a whole lot of research on them because it's in here, and so that's the throat. For most people, that's the throat. Why they care about the throat when it's a disorder. And so getting education out there, especially to our youth, letting them know, hey, we need to start making some healthier choices, because if not, things are just going to keep getting worse. So I definitely want to say, mahalo for your support, especially with this foundation, which really, touches my heart. And I know that I believe next week we're going to be doing one relating to blindness under Let's Talk. And we're going to go into a few types of blindness that can occur, whether it's from birth or even later on in life. So really want to kind of help and say, hey, we get plenty of stuff out there, and maybe this one isn't for you. Yeah, but maybe this foundation isn't the right one for you. Maybe you're into you have something else that you would rather donate to. definitely do so, because
And let
your
us know
support
too, because
Oh,
we
yeah.
do, Avery and I, we do, pursue basically people who need our help.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we help people with animals. We help people who don't have a home. We help people because we know that people need that support. People need that support. I know that a lot of people. Well, see, for myself, I was like, what in the world is this freaking disease that I have? And I'm like, nobody knows what it is. Nobody knew what, why my eye was like going in a different direction. And
They thought it was normal.
it's also related to other, diseases that are your immune system diseases. Like another one is, I thought I had Bell's palsy too, where, the muscles in your face don't work. So there's a lot of, things that are not common that we want to bring to light. And, like Avery said, if you want to bring up any type of ailment, condition, something to move, to push through, and to help out, that way in the future, no one will experience the same struggles, like we did. And this goes for all types of diseases, right? Back in the day, there was no cure for most of everything. It was like, oh, imagine someone with Graves' disease who doesn't have medicine. The result is a hyperthyroid fit and shock, and eventually they call it like heart failure.
Yeah.
And that's where I was. It was a thyroid fit where I felt like I was throwing up gasoline, and then my heart was beating at 200 beats per minute. So, you can understand that's scary, but the origin of this effects is like, if you don't know what kind of diseases you have, or what kind of condition or symptoms, or if you don't know what's going on and you're not aware, then what if I never treated it? And the doctor, even the ER nurse had said, oh, if you never came in like in this half an hour, you probably would have, congenital heart failure or some type of, stroke or something.
Yeah, because it can lead to.
And it's very
problematic.
And it's a very serious disease. See, I'm sure all of you know that I'm not that kind of like sad, depressed person. Never. I am always happy-go-lucky, and I want to party. I want to have fun. I want to, and I love to sing. And my auntie too, the one that donated to the thyroid, the Graves' disease foundation, she loves to sing too. So I just thought I'd share that. But yeah, if you have any, and even if you watch this live video later on, you can still comment, and we both get all of the comments.
Yeah.
We appreciate even you watching this video for 1 minute. It's, we definitely appreciate that. My idea was to do, Facebook live videos, and then essentially just transfer all of our videos to YouTube so you can watch, but either where you watch it, either place in which you watch it, we would be very grateful. And we do this mainly out of, the depths of our souls, really.
Yeah.
We are giving. We are a giving couple.
We want conversations to start, because with conversations comes education. Like I normally tell everybody, I'm probably the dumbest one in the room, because by having a conversation with you, I learn constantly, and I appreciate everything that you're willing to share with me. I never want to stop learning, and I never want to stop communicating. So If there's anything that I can do to support you guys or help you guys in any way, reach out to me, let me know, and I will do everything in my power to do so.
And also, I wanted to share, as we conclude this talk about like what in the world is Graves' disease, I wanted to share that if you have any, feedback, points in the video where you're like, well, maybe you should have talked about this, that, whatever, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
We do this on the tip of our tongues. My notes was this right here. I can show you one-liner. That was my notes. And everything else is mainly from my own experience. If you have experiences that you would like to share, you would want us to talk about and interact with you about, or any topics or anything that you wanted to share, let us know. Adriana Nunes is a YouTube channel, so Adriana Nunes, and my YouTube channel is Nalu Ahi 1978, and you can find all of our videos on those 2 pages. Also, these won't come down, these will be on the Facebook videos as well. But I like to send my Adriana, was I saying Adriana? I was thinking of my cousin. But I wanted to conclude this talk with thank you very much, and we appreciate you watching. Any time you spend on our video, that's awesome. And then I'd like to thank Kamea Aloha sitting right here and her contributions, and also Adriana and her contributions. I appreciate everyone's time, effort, and yes, we are connected, Auntie. It's probably from the travelers, no? The people who actually truly discovered America. Actually, if you read about it, that's where we come from. And I appreciate everyone. Thank you for the thumbs up. I think that's Kai doing all the thumbs up, yeah? And then my cousin doing all the loves.
We will be, I'm actually working on getting guest speakers lined up. So if you guys would like to be a part of one of these, definitely let me know. And we'll work together on getting something put together. Last night's was myself and Kamea Aloha. We were doing a live stream regarding the concerns that we have and our viewpoint on the transgender community. Both of us being trans women, that was just a way that we could go about it. So if there's anything that you guys would like to cover and you would like to be a guest on one of these episodes or shows, let me know. I would love to hear from you, and we can always get that planned out. That's during a time that's convenient for you as well.
Yeah, and another thing to add, to conclude. I know that people are like leaving and coming back already.
It's okay.
I can see the numbers, shifting. But I wanted to share that if you want to be interviewed, on camera for the World Wide Web to see on Facebook Live, then just write to me, IM me, message me. I enjoy creating, space for people to talk story. We have people who want to come and share their testimony, their life story, and they just keep knocking at our door, actually. But we wanna interact with all of you who are watching this video. We want to interact with you, and I know some of you live in the mainland.
But
it's pretty late.
Soon, if you are in the mainland soon, we will have a way to group chat where you'll be on your own video as well. and you'll be interacting with us, kind of like the news stations where you get that. I'm still working on that, so that is something that will be coming in the future. Hopefully, I can get it to us before
next week.
No, I'm not going to be able to do it by next week, but I'm going to think. Hopefully, I can do it before the 1st of June.
But I'd like to, again, thank all of you for watching.
Have a safe weekend.
Have a safe Memorial Day weekend. And also for all, for everyone, definitely. Oh, hi, Esau.
Hi, baby.
We have Kamea Aloha in the studio here. In our office. Love you too. But this concludes our kind of 6-minute over long-winded topic. But I want to thank all of you. Thank you, Auntie, for donating. And thank you, Auntie, for giving all the suggestions. See, all my aunties and cousins are... all my aunties, cousins, and... Yeah, and Auntie... Everyone is contributing, making a better future for all of us.
Yeah.
And, Esau said hi, mother.
Hi, Esau.
But anyway, thank you very much. You folks have a great weekend. And eat a lot of hot dog and salty food for me. Thank you. See you soon.